Yeah, I'll have a little bit of a watch for the first lap or so, just see how you're doing, see where your car placement is and everything.
Different every time.
What's that?
Different every time.
You never know. And then on a second lap or so, I'll get a few pointers, see if I can find a couple of bits, and then we'll go from there. So obviously the track seems like it's going to be drying up as the session goes on, so yeah, it might change through the session. But I'll just keep an eye on what I think the right lines are roughly.
We've got a set of can't use semi-slicks.
Right.
I'm not going to put them on yet.
No, I think it's a bit up and down the weather, isn't it? A bit too cold as well to get the temps into them. There's your chat. It's not too bad, you get used to it after a while. Yeah. You generally see it all after a while. There's a little bit of a line into this last corner I felt. The yellow flag here. I usually get a little bit more over towards the left over here.
Yeah.
And then I can smoothly turn in. And when I get to this point, I start one more lock off slightly, just so I was less left to kind of power out without hitting the speed. I'm going to try a different line at the top corner. Just try going in more like a dry line for me, just being patient off the throttle. On that darker bit of tarmac, so we get towards the inside, start to roll off the brake. Patient, let it turn, and then we start to feed it in. So when you start to carry more speed on that line, it should work. It's just them awkward conditions where if I dry, like mixed, then it. Same here, I get all the way towards the left, braking down, smooth turn in. That's up to one, a bit of lock off for me, and up towards the outside if you can. Nice. I usually get a bit tighter to the wall through the straight, but on the exit of the corner I'm all the way to the outside. So just slowly turn in. About towards the outside, use all the circuit. It's so smooth. It takes a see this dry patch, can't you? And then we can start the power out. Left and smooth turning, get her in nice and patient, and then wind the lock off slightly out towards the outside, feed in the throttle, off we go. Up to the inside, good, nice. Staying left, smooth turn in. Up towards the outside curve, something in the power, off we go. Smooth turn in. Turn in, nice. When we get to this point, we start winding the lock off slowly out to the outside and feeding that power. Off we go, good. Nice, good through there. Last one towards the outside, off we go. Nice. Good. All okay?
Yeah. We're going to pit now.
Yeah, we're gonna do something just gone off the. Yeah, I felt like the line here makes it a little bit easier because when you get over towards the left a little bit more, imagine you're going a bit tighter here.
Yeah.
Obviously, it makes this corner so much tighter for us. That's why I get us all the way over towards the left. And at this point here, you just feel the tyres juddering, but then as soon as you start to wind the lock off and use all that track,
Yeah.
that's when you get the traction and you can really drive out there. I think that line at the top of the hill, that tighter line, everyone I've said today to try and drive it in the road cars, they always struggle with it a little bit more. Obviously in a race car with a wet tyre, you can probably get away with it a little bit more. But you seem quite comfortable with your line at the top of the hill, and then getting it cut back.
Yeah.
I quite like, because with the throttle, you was very smooth in picking it up. For some people just in front wheel drive just pick up the throttle and they get all that kind of understeer and like wheel spin, where you was really progressive with it, which I was happy with. So like I said, it's going to keep getting drier and drier and drier. Yeah, here should be alright. Yeah.
I'm in here.
Yeah, spot on, easy.
Would you recommend like switching to them like now, or just leave it because you don't know?
To be honest with you, I think with that last corner and like 30s trying to carry the speed through there, yeah, it's just like I said, it's all up to you at the end of the day. But for how long's left of the day, I wouldn't say it's dry enough. Yeah, and it's still quite cold as well, isn't it? So like I said, you're more than welcome to, but obviously it take a while to get the heat into them. And
I see, it's not a heavy or powerful car. So
but the grip in this seems quite good so far.
I'm quite happy with it. This is the first time I've taken it on the track.
Oh really?
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's not bad handling, is it?
I put it all together myself.
Oh, did you? You've done a good job.
Yeah, it's the first time, and it's my first time, and it's just like.
We've done alright, all going well. Yeah, no, I was very happy with that. It was all looking good. Turn one, I thought we carried some decent amount of speed. Obviously, it's just
it's
one
just
of them.
scary, especially
Yeah, it is.
your own car. Like,
it's that drop, isn't it?
That's it, and it's like you don't want to start putting the power on until you're clear of that
That's the thing with obviously with these front wheel drives. It's when the rear starts, it gives you your rear a little bit more stability because obviously with front wheel drive you need to be on the power, don't you? So that's why in front wheel drive I never try and send too much speed into a corner because you have to stay off the throttle. Where if you do, it's kind of slower and faster out with front wheel drive. If you do it all your braking, and then you can get on that bit of throttle, say about 10% or 20%. It gets the diff working, keeps the rear stable, and it just drags you round. So yeah, it's all little different techniques. But yeah, I was happy with how you drive it with the throttle control. That was all really good. Like I said, the lines, it's just awkward because it's like you do a dry line and then you've got loads of
some corners it's dry, some corners
it's quicker to do a dry line, but you're just sitting there waiting on the front with the understeer. So you got any questions at all, or fairly happy? Or
no, quite happy. I was just conscious of picking up any kind of bad habits going out just by myself.
Yeah, there wasn't really much. Like I said, there's the only thing that could maybe catch you out the top corner Druids, obviously, because we go in quite deep and then cut back. The car stopped at this point here when you're turning.
Right.
So then we're kind of like, well, what do we do now? So you pick up some power. Thankfully, we still had good quiet traction, but the wetter it gets with that line, you're going to get more wheel spin than anything with all that lock on. Right. So I generally try and roll a little bit more speed to the corner, in towards the middle. And then it forces you to get on the throttle a little bit later. Like I said, that's the only thing line-wise I could say. The rest of it wasn't too bad. It was all pretty good. Obviously, you're going to build the confidence turn one. I'd probably say Surtees, maybe keep fourth through there rather than dropping down to third. Just because it just overslows it there. And then drop third for the last corner.
It dried out quite a bit.
So definitely keep fourth there. And then that last corner, obviously getting all the way up towards the left, obviously down to third now, and then you can start to roll the speed in. You feel the understeer. Once you get to the apex, always just look up and you see the track so wide, you've got so much track to use, and then you'll wind the lock off and make sure you just feel the traction pick up and the car will just go. It's all about getting a good exit there. So yeah, any questions at all? Are you fairly happy? No, there's only a couple of little bits. You was driving well.
I'm enjoying it.
That's what it's all about. That's what we're here for. So yeah, no, it's good. So if you've got any issues or any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But yeah, I think you're driving well. Nice to speed with that throttle, which we're doing.
When you're watching everyone else, they look so fast, and then when you're in it yourself, it feels really slow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, especially some of these like stripped out cars.
Yeah, it's always. I always find it when I sit in a passenger seat, it always feels fast. And then when you drive, you might be quicker than them, but it just it feels slow because you're all in control. So yeah, and I was happy with that. It was driving well. Yeah, it was good. So yeah, it's going to get dry and dry anyway. So keep an eye on the dry line. Always look out for them dry patches, especially on that last corner. It'll start to appear, and then just go from there. All happy with that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you carry on. You get some track time, and then.
When's your next race?
Yeah. What's that?
When's your next race?
Next weekend, and then the weekend after, I believe. Alton Park and Donington. So yeah, mix and match. So got front wheel drive and rear wheel drive and different weekends. So that'll keep that messed me head with a little bit, but.